Hey guys, how's it going? TheHaggardNerd here. Welcome back to Factorio. Last episode we spent some time working on planning out our smeltery. We worked a little bit with our robot army stuff, and we made a truce with the biters. We're going to give them a chance to let them kind of repopulate, because I don't want this to be a completely peaceful campaign. And I realized that my bots, the way I got everything set up right now, the bots are a little OP. And I know, you know, from a survival perspective, like I said last episode, we are doing quite well. But I do want there to be biters in this campaign. So we are going to give them a chance to let them kind of repopulate. And then at some point, natural evolution will kick in, and we will be wishing we had bots out before. So in between episodes, I noticed a long time ago, a good number of episodes back, I had done research on red alerts. And I made one of these, and I never did anything with it. So what I'm going to do is this episode, even though we don't really, I don't think, let me check before I say that. I don't think we're hurting for power, and we're not. But what I am going to do is go ahead and put down this up near my power area, and then do something with all this wood we have. And I'll show you guys what I like to do with my wood when I have too much of it. Yeah. Yeah, I realize that sounded terrible, but hey, I was going to let you guys hang on that for a little bit. Anyway, now that I've made a fool of myself, as usual, let's see here. So what I like to do is take my little sensor here, and it looks like a little mini combinator or something. And I'd like to put it right near the main line, usually in between where my boilers and my steam engines are, like so. And what that'll do is anytime power drops below a certain amount, it'll notify me. It'll just pop up a little alert, you know, saying low power. And then it's very handy to keep track of your power without constantly having to click and check. So that's good. And then what was the other thing? Oh yeah, the other thing, and there's a little build I like to do, and I think I'm going to put it right here. I think this will work. And I'll show you guys what I do with that momentarily. I'm going to go ahead and look at my research here, my tech tree. What is that? That is radars 2, radar mark 3. Okay, that's cool. I will eventually need that. Now I'm trying to think. Bots, need bots. Anyway, I researched flight. I knew that. Pushing the wrong buttons again. Sniper turrets, gun turrets, so I should probably make a few of those. But we're not quite to bots yet, so... You know, I said a long time ago that I have played a lot of Factorio, but I play with so many different mods, it's hard for me to keep track of what is required to get different types of technologies. So I don't have everything memorized, is what I'm saying. I always have to go back and reference. And I think in order to get flight and bots, I need to get sulfur going. So let's go ahead and research sulfur. Okay, so yeah, power build. This is going to be a little weird, but I'm going to go ahead and cut my fuel here. And what I like to do, actually, let's use a steel box. Do we have any of those left? Somewhere? No, there we go. Okay. Let's put that there. And then try not to pick up any coal. I guess it doesn't hurt. I've already got like 2,000. Yeah, okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to have... How do I do this? I built it up last time and it was wonderful. Let me just go ahead and put some stuff down and then I'll explain it, because it'll be easier for me to do this. That, and then... Actually, is that necessary? If that puts on the outside, that will put on the inside. And if that puts on the outside, wait, that will put on the inside. There we go. And then we'll feed that together. And we'll feed that in. So that will have wood. And I'll keep one stack for me. And then how are we going to do this? There was a way I did this before too that made sense. Okay, let's run. Okay, so what I'm doing is basically inserting wood into the the power input. It's my experience that you can kind of mix and match coal, and it doesn't really cause too much trouble. So that way, what I'm going to do is set up some basic logic here to where if there's anything in the box, use the fuel in the box and feed it down the line. And then if there's nothing here, then we'll go ahead and feed in coal. So the thing is, though, we need to make sure that wood is prioritized. And I think actually instead of using inserters, I can probably do it this way. Now, before we kind of discussed the fact that I don't know which side takes the priority. So what'll happen is if for some reason coal is still prioritized over wood, we'll flip it around and have it come out the other side. So we at least have our coal going now, and we have all of our wood here. So basically what we are going to do is, you know what? I realize now that I'm talking through this, I don't actually need any sort of circuit logic. Yeah, what I had before was some sort of thing where I had a line of coal up here or something, and then another line coming down, and I had smart inserters to say, don't grab any coal if there's anything in this box. And then, so these would stop, and then it would only push through pure wood. And then when this was empty, it would then only let through coal. But now that I've done this, it seems like I can do this simpler in terms of logic and stuff. And just, looks like I can just put power here. See how simple was that? Now it is mixing them, and that's fine, I think. I mean, we'll come back and we'll check, but as it goes, the wood will make it down as long as there is coal to burn, and then once the boilers finish up with coal, if there's only wood down here and the grabbers or the inserters have only grabbed the coal leaving the wood will then get picked up, and then it'll just kind of go back and forth. I think we will find out soon enough. And if this ends up becoming a problem, what I'll do is I'll go back and do the thing with the logic that I was talking about, running the coal through smart inserters and stuff like that. So, okay, sulfur processing is done. Ooh, explosives. Batteries are important. We will need batteries for bots. And that is my absolute main focus right now. So we are just hammering that out as best we can. Okay, so wood issues taken care of. All that's good. We're doing good on power. We don't have any notifications saying otherwise. What I could do is start working on getting these oil things. Yeah, these are full. Oops. Okay, let's let the bots grab those. What I want to do is maybe get some oil sent down to our facility, our oil handling area down south. The thing is, though, do I really want to run train lines up here? Am I ready for that? Is that something we want to do? Is it going to be too complicated? Such important questions. Let's grab these guys too. Okay. And pick up the extra. There we go. So far so good. Okay, let me kind of look at this a bit, because maybe we could just have... Well, see, the thing is, up this direction is where our eventual smelters will be. So I don't want to have a train depot sitting up here doing nothing. So I'm wondering how difficult it would be just to put barrels on a line and send them down, and then have another little side. Yeah, I think actually that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be a little weird. We're going to have to work through all the spaghetti that we've made, but I think if we work from the bottom up, we can work and get the barrels down here pretty easily. And I think I already see how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to hit through some trees though, so let's worry about the trees momentarily. Actually, if I just run the line over to the side. Oops, I'm stuck on trees. And then down. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, let's just bypass all the trees. The idea is... I'm just going to run it to here arbitrarily. Ooh, There are 2 bots that got missed. And also, there were some that needed repair. Let's go ahead and put these down. Oh, not all of them, geez. How do I still have more? Oh well. Okay, they're all good. There's a duplication issue, is there? Oh, how do I have... Oh, they're down in my... Good job, good job. I did not see that. They were in my tool belt. Okay, let's pick these guys up. I'm so ridiculous sometimes. Okay, so batteries are done. That's good. That's good. What else is needed? So here, construction robots. That's what I need. So we need accumulators and robotics. So accumulators, where you at? Yes. Sounds good. Okay, back to running our oil on down. Oops, didn't put that right. Okay, so here's where it gets kind of funky. I could run it down this side. Actually, that might be easier. I was going to run it down this side, but I could just run it. Yeah, that makes more sense. So I think I'm going to go from the top to the bottom through here, even though I was going to go the other direction, but this worked fine. I'm just going to start it here. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to feed things through and all that good stuff, but I find it's just easier to put things down and then kind of adjust it as I go. Okay, where did my belts? Where are my belts? There we go. Let's make a few of these. And for these longer underground belts, I generally tend not to use them unless I absolutely have to. I'm just going to make a crap ton of these. I believe that's the technical measurement. Okay, and that's where that's going to come out. So that works. Get rid of our belt here that we don't need anymore. And this is where we need to start thinking about where that's going to come down. So the idea, I think what I'd like to do is for each one have one assembly. Actually, you know what? I could probably only use one assembly thing right now because it's not all that important. And when we do need to really start hammering out some oil, we have all this down here we can tap into. So yeah, I think one assembly unit, one assembly machine will be perfectly fine. I just need to run the pipes for it. So where am I going to put that? Where? I think this is a nice clear area here, so I'm going to have to run stuff up, which is fine as long as I can. Yep, that works. So let's just put that there for now. And then I'm going to connect these to the side. It always drives me nuts when the music cuts out and it's just me sitting here alone with my thoughts and the click of my keyboard. Oh man. And yes, I'm always this cheesy. So I'll put that there, I think. That should work. Okay, so I'm already realizing that I kind of have a bit of an issue. I'm going to have to run two belts. One for empty barrels and one for full barrels. So, did a good job there. Actually, what I could do... Let me think. I have ideas. Let me just kind of process them for a moment to see if it makes sense. And while I'm doing that, I'm looking for more flight stuff. Accumulators, and then there's another thing that it required for flight. Construction robots. I need advanced electronics. And that will give us all kinds of stuff. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and grab that. All the good things. Okay, so what I was thinking about, let me put these down just to kind of get the mental comparison started. Okay, so we need to have empty crude, no, fill crude barrel. Thank you. So we need to have empty barrels coming in and full ones going out. The thing is, though, I don't necessarily want empty barrels. Well, I mean, I was thinking that I was gonna have some empty barrel production up here and then have it just sent out and then only grab the ones that have full barrels and send it down the line using, you know, smart inserters. But I realized, though, that once the train comes back around with empty barrels, you know, it's gonna kind of need to come back up so it can get filled back up again. So I'm just sitting here being all kinds of ridiculous. All right, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and basically mimic the exact same thing that I had going on for the outgoing barrels. Now that we have that laid out, it'll just be easy to just kind of double it. Easy enough. And then what I'm going to do, let's think here, that should work perfectly fine. And that should all be connected up. I mean, it's not going to be the fastest production, and that's actually kind of wasteful. Let's not do that exactly. It's just, there we go. Okay, so I know this is not going to be the most efficient production, but right now this is really all we need. We got a nice little backlog, and then these aren't quite empty. That's got 8.4, that's got 4.2, and 7.6 per second. That'll keep us going for a little while. Let's run this down. Run this up. Yeah, I need to take that down. Oh, and I need that too. There we go. Oh, yeah, okay. So where is this? This is coming out here, so I'm thinking that goes down, this will go down, and then this will go down. Super simple, straightforward. Well, I guess about as straightforward as Factorio gets. And then on the other side, assuming there's nothing in the way, such as power poles like that. Oh man, oh well. Such is life. Okay, do that. Do that. Do that. And I know I kind of made a bit of a mess here, but for myself. But we can easily remedy that. There we go. Yep, spaghetti factory all the way. My first base is usually kind of ridiculous, but I've said that many times in previous episodes. This is still very early in terms of factory for me. I mean, I don't always make the most complex builds, but I do like to make them pretty big. I've seen bigger than what I generally make, but I believe you guys will enjoy what I like to do. All right, so I believe the episode is starting to get kind of long here. So what I'm going to do, if I can use my words properly, is I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. And in the next episode, what I'm going to do is continue to run these lines as I am now. And then we're going to make this make kind of a temporary depot down here. So that way we can start doing very early preliminary type oil processing and basically put like a little offshoot stop here in this main line, this main loop for trains. And then that way our production facility down southeast of us here, we can start at least dealing with a little bit of stuff. I mean oil. And then from there we can start working on sulfur and all the good stuff that will get us to batteries, and then bots. Bots is my number one focus. and we will get bots, and it will be awesome. So guys, I know, well, here I go, botching the exit again, the outro. I'm a derp again. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know below. If you have anything you want to see, or if you have any suggestions at all, feel free to leave them below. I always like to see what you guys have to say. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Take care.